I'm recording this video Tuesday, September 26th, and in the last 48 hours, if you are anything like me, your TikTok, your Instagram, your social media has been blowing up with all things Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift. Now, I don't know if I've mentioned this in before videos, but I love all things pop culture, and so of course I am obsessed with this story, and I love this pairing. I think it's fun, but I want to make this video talking about some perspective or talking about maybe some takeaways from this crazy dynamic that's happened and blown up in the last 48 hours. Today's video is going to be a little bit different, but I promise you if you stick around, you will have so much fun and gain some insight still from a therapist perspective. Now, let's dive in. Okay, picture this. September 24th. It is a Sunday afternoon, a seemingly normal day, and you turn on your TV. My husband loves all things sports. He loves watching all things sports. So, of course, college football, NFL. We turn on the game, and all of a sudden, little news articles just start popping up everywhere. And it's in regards to who's at the Chiefs game. Not what the Chiefs are doing in their game, but specifically who is at the Chiefs game. Well, it turns out that one of the biggest stars in America, in the world, is at the Chiefs game, but the idea of why she's at the game captured the audience even more. That's right, Taylor Swift is at the Chiefs game in Travis Kelce's special box that he gets, sitting next to, talking to, hanging out with the infamous Mama Kelce. Now, why is this a big deal? Why is this blowing up? Well, I have a few thoughts and speculations on why this story has garnered so much attention outside of the fact that it's Taylor Swift. I mean, she breathes and everybody writes a news article on how she breathed and the way she breathed and all that stuff. But I think there's more to it, and that's the part I want to address in today's video. So let's take it back a little bit further. So the weekend of July 7th and 8th, we all know that Taylor Swift is doing her iconic Eras tour, which she's on a break from right now, but she lands in Kansas City and she performs at the Arrowhead Stadium. Now, of course, she sells out at the Arrowhead Stadium. Now, where does Travis Kelce play? He plays for the Chiefs in the Arrowhead Stadium. And the first thing we notice is that Travis Kelce is a Swiftie. So he goes and attends like many celebrities have been. But Travis Kelce goes and attends the Kansas City performance of the Eras Tour. Now, jump ahead a few weeks. At the end of July, Jason Kelce and Travis Kelce have a really funny and cool podcast. And on that July podcast kind of interview, but just talk, Travis talks about how he kind of shot his shot where he went to the Eras Tour and he was kind of sad that he didn't actually get to meet Taylor Swift, but he talks about how he put his number on a bracelet in hopes that it gets to her. And once that kind of gets out there, people are taken aback because to be publicly pursuing such a megastar in such a fun and lighthearted way, we live for that. We love that. But I don't think any of us really saw the impact that it was going to have just a few weeks later here in September. In the beginning of September, there's a little bit of speculation of aren't they talking? Do they know each other? Are they hanging out? And it's believed that around September 12th, reports are coming out that Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift are starting to talk and starting to hang out. Now, again, obviously all this is alleged and we don't know the real timeline, so let's just take this at face value. But then the big story breaks on September 24th when Taylor Swift is actually at the Chiefs game. You guys, seeing Travis cheese so hard, I feel like, and let's take this lightly because football, although I appreciate it, it's never been like my thing. But I've fallen in love with Travis and Jason Kelce, and so I've been following them for a little bit. But from what I've seen of Travis Kelce, he's pretty much a cool guy and just goofy and likes to have a good time. But to see him on Sunday, it was so funny because all of a sudden this cool guy is now like a cheesy, like, oh my gosh, she's here, and just cheesing the whole time. And shout out to Patrick Mahomes for being the best wingman. Obviously, Travis Kelce is one of the bigger scorers on the team. But that day specifically, I felt like Patrick was like, I've got my boy. I'm going to make sure that he looks really good because his girl is here. And so shout out to Patrick Mahomes for being a great wingman. Anyway, watching Travis Kelce on Sunday was so cute and so sweet. And then you see Taylor Swift in that box going crazy and just loving every moment, especially when Travis Kelce ends up getting those touchdowns. So that's just the little blurb and background of this whole Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift. For me, I think it's great. I love this duo. I know not everybody's on board, and that's totally okay. And here are the few reasons I like it, and I think what we can take away from it. Number one, going back to July, again, Travis Kelce talks about how he didn't get to meet Taylor Swift, and that was okay. He still took a chance, put the number on the bracelet, but more importantly, he was proud and talking about it. He didn't hide it. He wasn't too cool for it. He was goofy and giggling and very much all about sharing his heart and sharing his intentions. And again, obviously this is on a bigger scale than most of us, but number one, I have realized that it's important for us to know that we deserve to be in relationship with people who are going to shoot their shot. We deserve to be in relationship with people who are going to be excited to meet with us and hang out with us and to be around us. That's my first takeaway, and that's the first reason I just love this dynamic duo. Number two, the whole saying, if they wanted to, they would. Let me again give this disclaimer. Taylor Swift is on one of the biggest tours worldwide ever, and she was still intentional of showing up. We deserve somebody who is going to be intentional in showing up and recognize that if they wanted to, they would. If they wanted to make time in their schedule for you, they're going to make time in their schedule for you. If they wanted to be intentional with getting to know you, they're going to be intentional in getting to know you. We hear so many times, oh, they're just busy. Oh, well, I know that they have this going on and this going on and this going on. If they don't text back, if they don't respond, we can definitely show grace, but also understand if they wanted to, they would. And we have to stop excusing dismissive behavior or being ignored, or this idea that they're super busy and they're super overwhelmed and that I'm just last on the list. And again, I understand this is on a whole nother scale. She has, resources to get to things and all that stuff. But the fact that she used those resources to get to the game, to support her guy, and he was at her concert in the same stadium that he plays football, that idea of if they wanted to, they would. So again, takeaway number two that I think is if they wanted to, they would. And then takeaway number three, you deserve somebody who's going to be open about their emotions. You deserve somebody, again, who's excited about you, but also who's going to share you with the world. And this idea that you're not going to be hidden, you're not going to be their person in private, but you're going to be their person they're going to proudly display publicly. I think in the past we've seen Taylor Swift be super private about her relationships, which is totally understandable. Obviously, in that kind of fame, totally understandable that some things are going to be private. But I think there's a way to be private and then also know like you're celebrated and that you're publicly being pursued by somebody who's seemingly good and somebody who seemingly understands not just like the star power that she has, obviously, but I truly believe like there's an excitement of just getting to know her as a human. And I think obviously scaling it down to like normal everyday humans, I think recognizing that we deserve to be in relationship with somebody who's going to put their heart on their sleeve, who's going to not make us question how they feel about us, but they're going to be clear in communicating not just to us but to those around them. I think a lot of times as a therapist who works a lot with females, one of the biggest things that I see and that I talk about in my office with girls who are in relationships, especially upper high school and college girls, is this idea that, oh, well, he doesn't want me around his friends, or we just really hang out in private, or we don't really hang out in public much because nobody knows that we're dating. And again, I understand privacy, I understand wanting to make sure like you protect certain spaces. At the same time, I think so many of us have settled for that because we believe, oh, if they're keeping us private, that must mean that they're really proud of us and they want us all to themselves. But I genuinely believe that the opposite can be true, where if they are proud to be seen with us, if they are proud to be around us in front of their friends, it's that idea of, man, like I understand what I have and I understand in this season who I get to partner with and who I get to do life with. And that to me is like, if you won this really cool trophy, or if you're, an artist and you want a Grammy, you're probably not going to just hide the Grammy and put it away for no one to know or no one to see. But you're going to put it somewhere to see where like, oh, that's pretty cool that you won a Grammy. Now, again, I don't mean that you have to have your person post you on social media 24/7 or they don't love you or they don't like you. But what I do mean is you deserve somebody who is going to be proud to be on your arm, who's going to be proud to hang out with your friends and vice versa. And so that is takeaway number 3. You deserve somebody who's going to put their heart on their sleeve and to be proud to be seen with you, pursuing you, and all the above. And that is why I love this duo. And that's another takeaway that I think we can get from this whole Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift. Now, again, I know that Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift are on another league, another planet from most humans. So I don't say those things to think that we are in the same league as them financially, fame-wise, and all the above. But I do think it's sweet to be able to take away some practical things from this crazy situation that's happening. I also think too, in reading like reports on how merchandise went up 400%, on how Travis Kelce's jersey just went high in the ranks of being one of the most sold jerseys, and even like the fact that his followers on social media went up by hundreds and thousands within just a few hours because of the T-Swift effect. I think in reading about that, I thought it was interesting that being with somebody who is going to make us better, being with somebody who is going to encourage us to be all that we can be, being with somebody who is going to challenge us, and being with somebody who is going to elevate where we're at. That's a good thing. That's something we should be looking for in a partner. Now, again, please hear me. I do not know their future. I don't know if they're super dating. I don't know anything, but I thought it would be just fun to talk about this phenomenon within the past 48 hours between Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift, and a few takeaways that we can take in regards to pursuing or being in our own relationships. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I hope you enjoyed this different little style. Like I said, I do love all things pop culture, and when things happen, I'm going to do videos on them because I do think they're just fun, and we can always take away something from something fun that is happening. If you haven't yet and you love all things mental health, therapy, pop culture, faith, then I would love for you to go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and turn on your notifications. That way you guys are notified when brand new videos are out and ready for you to view. Be sure to tune in next week for more mental and emotional health tips, tricks, and information. Until next time, guys.